Well, here we are again, huh?
It's a new day.
It's a new week. It's a lot warmer than last time.
Yes.
Last time I was snuggled up like the Michelin Man over here in my coat.
Dude, I was freezing my balls off. You could see me moving around in the last one. That's because I was cold. I was freezing.
And I was worried that I looked fat. I wasn't fat. It was just a coat. So
Yeah. A lot warmer today. A little wetter.
Speaking of that, you still on your 75 hard thing, or?
No, I failed. I forgot the picture. Haven't restarted yet.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I would have failed at Polaris the other night.
Did you have something to drink?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right in front of you twice.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a minute. So let's talk about last weekend. So you got the pull cord for the Arctic Cat. What happened with the Arctic Cat?
I did. So I got the pull cord on, and I started slapping it back together a little bit after testing. Okay, so let's backtrack even farther, because I don't think on the last one I talked about testing anything, because I hadn't gotten there yet.
So you tested all the electrical parts?
I tested all the electrical parts. I took the coils out, tested those. Everything was perfect. No short to ground. All of them had the same ohm reading. I found a write-up online for testing the stator without amp load, because doing an amp load you need way more crap than I have, and I'm not willing to buy more tools for fixing something that potentially isn't there. So I tested the stator to my best ability. Everything's within spec as far as resistance goes. No short to ground, no open circuits, no short circuits. And I was like, okay, that leaves the fuel injectors. Tested those, they were perfect. They flowed even. I mean, everything was good there. Tested the fuel pump. I left it on with pressure on the top of the injectors for about 15-20 minutes, which is about how long it took before it died. Didn't shut off once. Maintained 43.5 psi fuel pressure, which is spec for the sled. I mean,
so you put all that together.
I was like, okay, just put it back together.
Yeah.
Let's just put it back together. So I put it back together, and it was wet enough out in the field that I was comfortable with running it out in the field. You know, not going to burn up the high facts or anything. So I took it out in the front field and ripped it across the field a few times. Had lots of power. Granted, obviously it's not in the snow, so you can't really tell, but has a ton of power. It's running smooth. No hiccups, no nothing. I ran it till it overheated, and then I let it heat soak for a little bit. It's about 10 minutes, shut off. Figured that would heat soak everything under the hood pretty good. Started up, ran it again. I got about 3 minutes out of it before it overheated again, which makes sense. There's no snow in my field, so it's gonna overheat quick. And yeah, it was good that time. Let it cool down about 15 minutes this time, and went and ripped it across the field for another 5 minutes, and went back to the garage, backed it in, and put it up for sale.
So where's it at now?
It's still in my garage. The guy's coming to get it Wednesday.
Oh, you got it sold
Tomorrow. Yep. Oh yeah, it's sold.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's sold.
Nice.
Did
he see the video and just had to have it, or?
I showed him a couple of videos. Yeah.
No, I mean our podcast.
Oh no, yeah, no, he hasn't seen the podcast.
Okay. Gotcha.
Not a big YouTube guy.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Because I did talk to him about it. He's like, I don't watch YouTube. I'm like, okay, well, the good videos of this thing are on YouTube. And so I showed him ripping it around on the Hearts Pass video.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, man, sounds really nice. I'm like, yeah, it sounds good. And it does. It runs really good when it's running.
I think it just runs good as long as you don't own it.
I think so. I think so, because Mike never really had too many issues with it other than the primary clutch exploded once. Thanks, Arctic Cat, for using shitty Teton clutches. We're not looking at Polaris either on that. But he never had issues with it, and that's why I bought it from him, because it was always a reliable sled for him.
Yeah.
And, dude, like, second ride out, I blew the chain case up on it.
Yeah.
So that was, really nice.
Well, we
Just
don't need
been
to go
nothing
back
but-
into that. I
No,
don't think.
no, we don't need to. That was dumb.
So, well, I went riding,
Yeah.
and went with
You went riding when?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Last Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah. Went with Jonathan Rusin. We're gonna get him on the podcast one of these days. He's got like 6 nicknames. And then Brandon. And long story short, you obviously don't see the beautiful pink princess sitting here. Yeah, it's over at Lifestyles Skagit right now, and it's the first snowmobile in 25 years I've ever had a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
At all. Any problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
really
never
wish I
had
could say
a
the
problem.
same.
Yeah. So I hope this isn't one of those deals where now I get my pay dirt for all the good luck that I've had. But anyway, yeah, just going up the trail and started getting in some heavy snow, and it just wouldn't take full throttle, and it kind of pulsated and bogged and sounded like crap, and I kept falling all over myself because every time I went to give it throttle, it would about throw me over the handlebars, and so yeah, kind of pissed off, especially when I got home and over the weekend, looking at everybody's first ride out videos, I mean, it was like,
we still beat him to it though.
Yeah, it was only, yeah, but it was only 6 feet deep. I mean,
yeah, I know.
I mean,
And you just have to scroll right
it
past
wasn't that good. Couldn't go anywhere. There was no base to it. Oh, that sounds like it was horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, I dropped it off at Lifestyles, and I'm sure they'll get it figured out this week, hopefully. So that's, and then let's see what else we got. I'm looking at my board up there. Got that. So big news from this last weekend. If you weren't there, you missed one hell of a party, and that was at the Skagit Valley Polaris snow party.
And the party it was.
Yeah, so they've been doing that ever since I can remember, and I don't know when it was that they started it, but I'm going to say probably in the 90s it started. I don't know. Somebody can comment or send us a message on that if they know the answer for sure, or Dan knows. I'm sure Dan knows the answer. But yeah, really cool thing that Skagit Valley Polaris does, and I mean, they have all kinds of people there, snowmobilers, and they give away prizes. And well, shoot, I've got a clip of it here. Let's take a look.
Time for some giveaways. This is year what? 22?
24.
24. I'm getting old.
24 years. So
24 years.
thank everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. I'm not here as much as I used to be. Larissa has been taking care of a lot of things for us. Raise your hand, you're pretty short. She knows more than I do now, so if you guys need something, you talk to her. I'm out.
I dance you too.
Been there, done that. So we're giving away, the grand prize is a Climb Abbey pack. We've got a bunch of stuff here from Troy at Western Power Sports. Mark McKnight also donated a Polaris jacket.
And
Ryan from Cornwall donated something that I'm probably going to keep. It's pretty badass. You know what? I'm keeping that. You guys are shit out of luck. So first we'll give away some hats, Bill. You're the one that usually throws shit at kids and hurts.
Oh yeah.
I'm a little close by for all this. Fucking our shit. I know, we're getting fucked. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, right here.
Hey, actually, Found it. Okay.
So what did you think about the party?
It was awesome. I've never been. This is my first time.
Really?
going
You've never
to-
been?
I've never been to, and I haven't even been to their new building. Amazing facility, by the way, compared to the place that was under the bridge over in Mount Vernon.
Well, he built it specifically for.
Yes, and he did a very good job. I mean, it was well laid out, easy to understand. It's a big, wide open room and full of sleds, quads, side by sides, gear, you name it. It's beautiful. Big American flag on the walls. First thing I noticed.
Then they've got the Let's Go Brandon flag.
Let's Go Brandon flag.
That's always cool.
That someone pointed out to me afterwards. I didn't even notice it. I was too busy staring at some cool stuff there. Yeah, it was awesome. They were handing out some good shit and
it's a great time. You know, out of all the parties you go to the snow shows and the NWAC Snow Bash and you know, it seems like I've been to a bunch of these parties and whatnot, and you know, I'd say this one takes the cake. It's a great time. I mean, you go there thinking, yeah, we'll just stop by and, you know, maybe have one beer and just kind of hang out, and the next thing you know, it's like you know, the next day.
Yeah,
and you're still there.
Well, yeah, no, that's not a joke. Think of it like this. It's like a tailgate party.
Yeah.
For grown-ups.
Right.
Like, because you're in a room where it's warm. It's not freaking cold outside, and you're not at your tailgate. Although some of us made it to that point. Specifically, some people that had some public indecency.
Oh yeah. We're not going to mention.
We're not going to mention any names, but yeah, there's a couple people.
Well, I'll tell you, there
was only one that you saw. I was there when someone else took a piss in the parking lot.
Oh yeah. Oh jeez.
Oh jeez. But yeah,
I will do a couple of call outs. I mean, all my friends were there. Great time. But I do want to say a couple people in particular that really had a good time. One was my wife, and another was Mikey Bouchon. Had a really good time there. So hey, Mike. And then you know, there was even the nice thing is like they don't really have any salesmen over there, other than
Zach.
Zach. Yeah, Zach.
Yeah, Zach that owns the concrete company.
Yeah, no, he doesn't own it.
Or he doesn't own it,
he runs
works
it, yeah.
For it. He's a really great salesman.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zach.
Yeah, so he's talking to Norman about this sled, and the whole time Norman's thinking the guy's like, you know, got a 401k at Skagit, like Polaris. And I'm like, dude, the guy doesn't work here.
No, he doesn't work there. He doesn't work there. Talk to me into a couple thing. So
yeah. Well, that was interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I saw you.
I think, I think he wasn't intending on doing that, but he was just having a good time.
Well, now, so last year they had a scissor lift, and Dan and somebody else was up there throwing shirts and all kinds of, like every 20 minutes or something. This time they only did just the one deal at 9:30 or whatever it was, but that's cool.
Cool.
And I seen
I had low expectations, so it was amazing.
Yeah, and it was cool to see Zach Briggs won the backpack and a $500. Like, they just literally pulled out 2 tickets at once, and both of them were his, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was it's cool to see him win that. And Taylor was behind the counter there.
He was behind both counters. That man was working.
Yeah, no, he was super busy.
He's a hard worker.
Oh my God.
I enjoy Taylor's
that guy's
presence.
such a good guy. They're so lucky to have him.
They very much are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really smart.
What a genuine dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me look at my board here. What else we got for topics? Was there any other highlights of the Skagit Valley Polaris party that I mean, other than other than the obvious? Was there any other highlights that we can talk about?
Oh boy. Other than the obvious.
Yeah, well, we might as well just get into it.
Yeah.
So,
Other than the obvious.
so first of all, we only had like 70 views on our last podcast or something like that, but I literally feel like all 70 of them were at the Skagit Valley Polaris party.
Oh yeah. Data. Yeah.
Everybody
there.
Everybody was like, some people were mad at me because we're bashing Polaris, and some people were like, oh, that's cool, you guys are just okay, and it was just, it was interesting, but
disclaimer, we will get to bashing all brands.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
So anyway, and we're not really trying to bash, we're just trying to be straight up honest, like, you know what I mean? And so to show how much that we're not bashing Polaris, you want to tell them?
So I bought a Polaris.
Yeah.
People were talking me into it. They're like, come on, just lean on the pen.
It's awesome. And I kept telling you.
Shout out to other Ryan. He's like, lean on the pen. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I should lean on the pen. The worst thing they're going to tell me is no.
Right.
I mean, and who doesn't want to sell a snowmobile to a drunk guy? I wasn't actually drunk, for clarification. It was,
yeah, no.
But
You just had a couple
I had a couple drinks, but nothing crazy. But I went in there and I laid eyes right on that first one, right walking in the door. Is thanks for calling it calf shit brown, by the way. It's not calf shit brown. It's desert tan.
I said baby shit.
Baby shit. Even worse.
Baby shit brown. Yeah, that's what.
He's already making fun of my shit box.
No, well, I mean, you like that color. I don't. I mean, that's just whatever. I mean, I like gray and blue and stuff like that.
Hey, the nice thing is you won't miss it on the snow because the other color is safety orange.
Yeah, right.
And Chaos 155, 850.
Yeah, and I kept telling you. You've never even ridden the Matrix.
Nope.
And I kept telling you, like, if you think, I don't care what you've ridden, and I still say this, and I say this even though I bash Polaris sometimes, like, the Matrix chassis in the mountains is by far, out of the box, the best, easiest sled to ride there is. And it just is. Now, there's a bunch of things that go along with the Polaris that I'm not particularly in favor of, but, when you combine that chassis with that dealer, it's a great. I mean, we do have the deal where in this, for service at least in that area, in the Skagit County area, they are
they're top notch, and we do have two really good dealers here in Skagit. We have Lifestyles Honda and we have Skagit Valley Polaris. They're close to me. Being that I live in Concrete, it's a 40-mile drive for me to go to these guys. Whereas to go to other dealers out of the area, it's takes up my whole day. Whereas this takes me a couple hours round trip. So if something goes wrong, I can just go down there, drop off the sled, and Taylor will take great care of it, and we'll go about our day when I go to pick it up.
Yeah.
He might even fix it in the parking lot. You never know.
Yeah. So Scott Sparrow, you can endorse this video. You actually can, because we're saying, hey, Polaris is thumbs up.
And I did buy one, so we will get to see it on Saturday. Yeah. It'll be on its own separate little thing. I'm going to film all of it when I go to get it, walking in the dealer and all that stuff. So the whole experience, because I don't know if people know what it's like to buy new stuff. I mean, this is my first ever brand new machine of any kind.
Yeah,
I've never bought brand new, including my tool truck. My tool truck was used.
Yeah.
Even my next one's used, actually. But
yeah,
I've never bought anything new with a warranty at all. All my trucks are old. All my sleds have been old. The newest thing I've owned was the Articat. And it was a 2014, if that says anything, and I bought it a year and a half ago. Well, almost 2 years ago now.
I know, when I first met you, were talking about how new it was, and I'm like,
he's like, this thing's a little pile of garbage. This guy doesn't know, does he? I mean, as a guy, that you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, you do.
And everybody.
We all started with
90 sleds,
older sleds, and it just. you know, the addiction gets you, and
Yep.
you know, I mean, we'd all like to have brand new sleds every year. It's not really at where I'm at in my stage of my life currently, right this moment, not in the cards for me to get a new sled every year, but you know, I mean, it would be great to.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily that it's in the cards. It's just the fact of the matter is this situation worked out correctly, and
Yeah.
I couldn't have asked it to go any better. And you know, to anybody that is in the growing pains of becoming a snowmobiler, and you're on a '90s sled, you're on an early 2000 sled, or even a 2014 Arctic Cat. It takes time. You got to learn. And honestly, if you learn how to handle one of these older sleds, you're going to get on a newer one, be confused for about 5 minutes, and then you're going to be a rock star in 10.
Is that what Zach said? Was that his sales pitch?
Yeah, that is his sales pitch. No. But that's what I've been told. And you know, just even riding like your sled up at Revelstoke, the couple times I've rode, you know, the demo sleds.
Yeah.
At Shootout, and a friend of mine let me ride his 165 free ride turbo, and you know, they take you places that you just wouldn't think of going ever on anything else, and it feels so easy.
It is easy.
Because it is. It's that easy to get into a situation where, you know, it could be dangerous or it could be fun. You never know. So, you know, just take your time. It will happen. You will get a new sled at some point. And you know, I'm very thankful for every opportunity and you know, learning experience I've had to this point. Because now one of my dreams has come true. I'm now the owner of a brand new machine.
Yeah. You want a tissue?
No. I've already gotten the actual excitement out. I was jumping up and down in my tool truck when I got the call.
so we talked about that. Kind of on another topic, did you see any videos this week that you liked from the PNW snowmobilers? I saw one. It was Northwest Dynasty. Mike Metzger.
I was about to say Northwest Dynasty. Yeah, some awesome footage from that guy.
Yeah. The guy does a good job.
Looked like a good time, man. Yeah,
I didn't
watch all of it. I've watched clips throughout the day. I really haven't taken any time today to sit down and watch anything. Been rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
A lot to sell today. I had quite the load of tools coming in, inventory coming.
Oh, nice.
So, a lot to sell today.
Yeah, well, you need to sell those tools.
Oh yeah. Today was the day I was like, yep, we got to sell them now. So yeah.
So he, it's funny because when I got back into snowmobiling, his video channel was one of the first ones that I saw on YouTube, and his name is Mike Metzger, which is like in the old days, a ridiculously talented dirt bike rider. And I thought that was him, but turns out it isn't. So
interesting.
So I think we also so let's do some shout outs for the last week. So we've got Skagit Valley Polaris. What's Dan's daughter's name? Larissa.
Yeah.
Okay. Larissa and Zach McCabe, who helped sell the Polaris. Looked like Kaylee was putting his selling shoes on, trying to kill it.
Kaylee was putting his selling shoes on.
Okay. Was there anybody else who had any input on this?
Oh yeah, Jordan Stewart, my customer and good friend. He was at the party as well. Gave me some tips and tricks and ideas, and told me I should also get that sled, and also helped me get there. So thank you to all of my customers, especially Jordan Stewart for being there. That was awesome.
Yeah, sweet. And let's talk about this weekend coming up. So one thing that's happening this weekend is the Northwest Glacier Cruisers Christmas party. I won't be there. I've got my work company party is the same night, and so I just can't be there. It is usually a good time. I mean, they've had that thing. It's so hard to get a party together and have a venue and organize it all and all that. So I don't think people realize the amount of work that Tom and Tina and everybody puts into that to get that going. So I know that with maybe the timing and the people being, a little short on money, that they were looking for more people to go. So I feel bad about that, but it is a great deal that they do. I hope they continue it, and I hope to go next year. And they have they find out what kids are coming. They have a Santa Claus, and he hands out a present and calls out every kid by name. I mean, it's just a cool deal.
Really
And
cool.
they're all about they go to all these kids events, the ice making deal and the Santa parade, and they go to all these things to get our youth into the sport so that we have these voices to keep our areas open, hopefully, is the idea in the long run.
Yes.
So, really cool deal. And then, so my plan is I'm probably gonna go with you on Saturday for support.
Okay.
And Sunday, maybe go for a little rip, depending on what snow is out there. We're in a big, huge flood wave right now, so all the snow is getting melted, but it's supposed to come back. So how's it looking? Like, what's your plan Saturday? How's this gonna go down?
So Saturday, I will have to deliver my old snowmobile to the guy who's buying it. He doesn't have a mode of transportation for it yet. Told him I would. Not a big deal. And, I mean, I wouldn't do that if I didn't want it gone that bad. But anyway, he's a good guy too. So I'm gonna go deliver the sled. I'm not exactly sure what time yet. Then I'm gonna go get the new sled.
Yeah.
Yep. Real simple plans on some Saturday.
So I think that is about all I've got for this week. The only other thing I'll say is that we do plan on, when we get out of winter, go into some racing stuff. I'm involved with sprint car racing, and you're involved with, what's it called?
Endurance road course racing. Lucky Dog Endurance League.
Okay.
I also do kind of my own thing, some of my own builds, fast trucks, things like that.
So-
I do have a couple builds I got to get done. I will be filming one of them as a special friend of mine, turbocharged 6-liter GMC Sierra.
Nice.
Yeah, four-wheel drive selectable. Still saying four-wheel drive selectable. So
Okay.
that's gonna be a fun one, and then I gotta get my S10 back together too.
So fun stuff coming up. If you would like to be here in the middle talking about how great you are, you're welcome to do that. Just shoot us a message and we will make that happen.
Yep, yeah, we absolutely will. I guess that's about it. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Alrighty, we'll see you guys in the next one.